Okay, sorry about that. There we go. Still working on my technique here. I got this camera a little bit off to the side here, so the buttons aren't being interfered with by the grip, and I can access the zoom control. There we go. So I got double. This is double zoom. Single, double. It's handy to have. Oh, so those are like white-tailed deer. I'm pretty sure they're white-tailed mule deer, or I don't know. They got a white-tail too, but it's not as. And they're browner, kind of. These guys have more kind of tan colors in them, I think. Oh, there's one sitting there. It's resting. I wonder what they're eating. Looks like they're just munching on grass, I guess. There's a guy walking his dog over there. I wonder if the dogs are probably not allowed to chase wildlife. If you're a dog owner and you let your dog chase wildlife, they could probably give you a fine. Do not harass wildlife. Cough, sneeze, don't sneeze on anybody. Minimize physical contact between children. Oh, I hate this. Oh yeah, now they notice him. See, they're watching the dog. They know, but it's on a leash. They know. F-bombs over there. Sorry about that. Okay, there's some smoke. Let's go look at the smoke. In Canada, it's customary to have a really loud truck. It's a way of being angry, I guess. When you're like, you want to express yourself, you floor it, and the thing makes a huge amount of noise and wakes up everybody in the neighborhood. And then they love you, or not. Oh, well, you gotta do what you gotta do, huh? Look at laundry going. My left toe, my big toe. That was my motorcycle accident. That one's been a little numb lately. It's called peripheral neuropathy. I better watch it and take better care of myself. I guess the nerves can grow back, so yeah, you just like maintenance, maintenance. Keep on your feet. Walk at least probably 2 hours a day is really good. On your feet for 2 hours minimum. And walking, you can get a pedometer. You should be doing 100,000 steps. 10,000 works out to about 5 miles. Look, there's the smoke. Somebody's got a ranch down there, probably just burning off wood. It's a good time of year to do that because it's not going to start a forest fire. I don't know why you'd burn wood though. I guess it's just, dead wood. It's useless. It's not going to do anything except attract bugs and insects, which is, it creates a habitat actually, for mice. Well, then you got mice all over the place too, because they're considered pests. The little mice. They got their life out there in the woods. Anyways, they shouldn't be running through your basement and stuff like that. Yeah, so I should go up exploring these hills. Definitely. And, I just, I'm a little inertial. But once I get going, I know, God, this is exactly what I should have been doing, like, I just probably need bigger boots. My old boots feel a little tight on my feet. But, it's therapeutic, right? Compress. Rest, ice, or rice. Rest, ice, compress, elevate, right? So you put tight boots on, you're compressing your feet. That can't be bad, huh? Yeah. A couple blisters. Just clip your toenails first, that's all. Otherwise, I'll get all purple and that messes your feet up for a while. Not good. But feet can take a lot of punishment. Go hiking. You wouldn't believe what I've done to my feet. Hiking. Bloody mess. The entire sole, like the ball, underneath the ball of the foot, all the toes, that part, that pad, torn off completely, skin gone, just a big raw underdermis or whatever you call it. So I had to put Dr. Scholl's, it's called moleskin, big chunk of moleskin on there, good as new. It's even better than skin, it's tougher. It turns into like a hard thing. You just leave it on there, you can hike for weeks like that. It won't bug you anymore. It heals up. But I have soft feet. Yeah, you can see the smoke all over the valley there, eh? Look at that. It's like a white blanket. Oh, the RCMP are following that truck. They're gonna bust him. He probably doesn't have a license plate on it or something. Nah, they're probably gonna leave him alone. They're just going down the highway to hide. Oh, he put his brakes on. He must be tailgating that guy. Yeah, I'm gonna do the loop like I did the other day. Just go by him. I looked at them. They're looking at me. I must look back. I didn't really see him because his face was behind like fog on the windshield or something, but I saw her. And the expression in her face, I don't know what you call it. Maybe I'm reading between the lines too much, but it was kind of funny. I was like, what is that? What's this guy doing? What a strange person. Oh, look, there's the fence again. The perspective. See that? How it goes down the line there? Gives a depth to the image. No trespassing. Defense des passeurs. Yeah, they're going to defend you if you pass. Isn't that nice? This is I think this looks like an airstrip. It's a landing field, eh? They got cones along the edge there. And it's been groomed a little bit. Yeah, it's like a little airport or something. I think, maybe, I don't know. Every town has an airport, don't they? Maybe it's a hangar way down there. I don't know. This is the park where the deer are. They're still over there, I think, yeah. Ugh. They're not going to pay any attention to me. Maybe what I'll do when I get down here, I'll go to fast forward and it'll just be, I'll finish off the trip with a quick Superman speed blaze back to the shed. I don't really want to go back inside though. So I need to find, I've watched a lot of vloggers, one in particular, and she has, I think they're like $100. I don't know if they're compatible with Android, but it's Mac headphones. I've heard they're really good. It's got a mic on it just below one of the earbuds, and I guess it's very sensitive. She did one post and it was, you could hear her heartbeat. It's a bit irregular. Mine is too, so I want to record it. I want to hear it so people can hear my heart, and then we can discuss why my heart is like that. It's important to understand things, I think. There's nothing wrong with problems if you solve them. Yeah, there's a switchback way up there. He said the reservoir's up there. Ministry of Transportation. No trespassing. Oh, haha. There you go. So if it's the Ministry of Transport, that is an airfield. Yeah, we can't go out there and then just lay there and wait to be run over by a plane. That would be bad. I wish there was no traffic on the highway. Talking with some people last night. I went in to town just to visit with people. So I go to a pub and it's pretty relaxed around here. There's not a lot of, we have the restrictions. We have to wear masks, but when you sit down, you can take your mask off. And nobody's been infected around here that I know of. A couple of infected people have passed through, but nothing happened. Like there was no transmission. So we're lucky. This is a great place. It's in southern BC on the number 3. This is the Crow's Nest Highway. Goes all the way through to Alberta, that way, that's east. And then all the way through to Hope. It ends at Hope and it merges with the Trans-Canada there in the upper Fraser Valley. So you go from here, down that way, Midway, up over the mountain hills through there, high country, Rock Creek, and then up and over to Osoyoos. And then from Osoyoos, it goes along through Caramios, and then Princeton, and then Hope. There's only like 2 medium-sized towns, but it's a long ways. There's nothing out there. It's all. If you're from Europe, I think you'd like this. I mean, Europe, the population density, it's Europe. People have been there a long time. So coming here, a little more privacy and just like you can enjoy nature on a grander scale, I think. I talked to some people there from Catalonia in Spain, and I was on Nigel Peak or Mount Niblock. Yeah, it was Mount Niblock, and I met them up there, and they were saying, the Alps are bigger, but these are bigger. She meant like it's just like the sea of peaks you can see forever. Mountains off to the horizon. There are thousands of peaks, and they're covered with trees and then rocks and cliffs and just everything, ice, and it's all pretty accessible too. But if you want to get lost, you can go out there and hang with bears if you want, way out in the middle of nowhere. And usually those bears don't even know what a human is, and they don't care. They just take off. If they see you, they take off. They don't. You don't want to startle them though. Okay, let's go down this way. It's going to be a long video. I don't know. They say that YouTube likes 10 minutes, so I'll break it up to manageable chunks. Part 1, Part 2. If people like the first part, then I don't know. Maybe it's kind of boring. It's supposed to be boring. It's ASMR, though. It's not supposed to be. It's something you want to settle back into and just listen and relax. That takes time. You gotta just sit back and maybe get a tea or a beer, maybe if you want a glass of wine, and then sit on your couch, watch it on your TV, or in front of your computer, or on your phone. Get your feet up, relax. Put a toque on if your head gets cold. Oh, the sock. Look at there's the sock. Yeah, I saw that the other day. Of course it's an airport. You saw a sock the other day, Dumbo. I don't, sometimes you just see things and you just see them and my mind is too busy calculating crap all the time to really notice what's going on around me. Yeah, it's chilly. Today it was supposed to be 6 degrees. It's a short day though. If you want to get out there, it's better to get up early. And I'm up late a lot of the times. I think it's that blue light in the screen. So I got Windows 10, and there's a setting there in the settings under ease of use. They got color filters, and you can go to invert screen, but it's better just to, I like invert. It makes it black. Everybody's got the white thing, and the browsers really don't, people talk about, they should make it part of the CSS standard. CSS3, they didn't really address that. Color control from more